Today, we're talking about something most men overlook until it's too late. Why a woman will only truly respect you when you detach completely. What does that mean? It means pulling back your energy, your attention, and your emotional dependence when you sense her losing respect. Detachment isn't about ignoring her for no reason or playing childish games. It's about understanding that respect in a relationship comes from strength, self-control, and having the courage to walk away if needed. Here's the reality. When you're too available, too accommodating, or too invested in someone who's pulling away, you tip the balance of power against yourself. She feels it. She sees that you're prioritizing her over your own life, and that's when respect starts to fade. The alpha mindset is about showing, not telling, that you value yourself above anyone's temporary emotions. Detachment is powerful because it resets the dynamic. When you stop chasing and start living fully for yourself, you trigger something primal in her. She begins to wonder what changed, why she doesn't have the same control over your attention, and that's when the respect you thought was lost starts to return. This isn't about manipulation. It's about boundaries. You're not punishing her, you're protecting your dignity. A man who knows when to detach communicates that he's not afraid to be alone, that he won't beg for affection, and that he sees himself as the prize. In this video, we'll break down exactly why detachment commands respect, how to do it without turning cold-hearted, and how it transforms not just your relationships, but your confidence as a man. If you've ever felt like you were losing your grip in a relationship or being taken for granted, what you're about to hear might just change how you carry yourself forever. 1. Why chasing kills? Her respect instantly. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is believing that the harder they chase, the more she'll love them. It's the opposite. The moment you start chasing, you flip the dynamic from being the man she values to being the man she manages. When you chase, you send a clear message without even realizing it. She's the prize, and you're trying to earn her. This immediately lowers your value in her eyes. Women are naturally drawn to men who stand in their own worth, men who don't need to seek approval or validation from anyone. The second you put her on a pedestal, she starts looking down. Think about it. The more available you make yourself, the less she feels the need to work for your attention. It's human nature to value what's rare and to take for granted what's always there. If you're texting her constantly, rearranging your schedule just to see her, or overcompensating to keep her interested, you're training her to believe she doesn't have to do much to keep you around. And if she doesn't have to work for it, she won't respect it. Chasing also creates pressure, and pressure kills attraction. When she feels you're trying to win her over at all costs, it doesn't come across as love. It comes across as desperation. Desperation is the opposite of confidence, and confidence is the foundation of respect. The alpha approach is simple. You lead, she follows. That doesn't mean you never initiate or show interest, but you never overinvest in someone who isn't matching your energy. If she pulls back, you don't chase, you slow down too. If she becomes distant, you don't blow up her phone, you give her space to come to you. When you stop chasing, you're no longer sending the signal that she's the center of your world. You're showing that you have your own life, your own priorities, and your own standards. This shifts her perspective. Suddenly, she realizes your attention isn't guaranteed. And that's when she starts putting in effort to earn it again. Remember, women respect men who are willing to walk away from anything that lowers their value. Chasing is the fastest way to lower it. If you want her respect, stop running after her and start running after your goals, your mission, and your growth. That's when she'll start running after you. Mission and your growth. That's when she'll start running after you. 2. The power of walking away without warning. If you've ever watched The Dark Knight, there's a scene where the Joker tells Batman, "You have nothing to threaten me with." That's the essence of power in relationships. When you're not afraid to walk away, you become untouchable. Walking away without warning is one of the strongest moves a man can make when he's losing a woman's respect. It's not about punishing her, it's about making a statement without saying a word. I will not fight for a place where I'm not valued. The surprise element is what makes it so powerful. When a man starts warning her that he's about to leave, or constantly complains about how she's treating him, he's essentially begging her to change. That's not strength, that's negotiation from a position of weakness. The moment she senses you won't actually leave, you've already lost the leverage. But when you quietly detach and walk away without any long emotional speeches, you shift the narrative completely. She expected you to keep chasing, to keep proving yourself. Instead, you show her you can disappear from her life without hesitation. That's when the shock hits her. It's like a movie scene where the hero turns his back and walks away from an explosion, not even looking back. That image sticks. It makes her wonder, how can he be so calm? Doesn't he care? Was I not as important to him as I thought? Those questions start to eat at her, and respect begins to grow again. The key here is control. Walking away without warning isn't about being cold or cruel. It's about maintaining your dignity. It's about saying, my self-worth is not up for debate. You're not making a scene because men of value don't need to prove their point with theatrics. And here's the twist. When you leave without warning, she doesn't have the satisfaction of a dramatic goodbye where she gets to play the victim. She's left with the silence, the unanswered questions, and the realization that she might have underestimated you. That's a position of power no argument can create. Men who master this understand one truth. Respect is tied to unpredictability. When she knows you're capable of leaving the moment she stops adding value, she has to keep showing up. If she doesn't, she knows you won't be there. In the end, walking away without warning isn't about ending the relationship. Sometimes it's about resetting it. But whether you return or not, the point has been made. You're not a man who clings to something that isn't serving him. And that's the kind of man women never forget. 3. How scarcity makes you more valuable. Imagine your favorite coffee shop. You walk in every morning, the barista knows your order, and your drink is ready in minutes. It's comfortable. It's predictable. Now, one day you show up and there's a sign. Closed for renovations. Reopens in 2 weeks. Suddenly, you miss it more than you ever thought you would. You start craving that exact flavor, that exact atmosphere. The fact that it's not available every day makes you appreciate it on a whole new level. That's scarcity at work. The same principle applies to relationships. When you make yourself constantly available, always texting back within seconds, always free to hang out, always putting her needs before yours, you become like that coffee shop that's open 24/7. Convenient? Yes, but taken for granted. She doesn't have to earn your time or attention because she knows it's always there. Scarcity changes everything. When you pull back and create space, you give her the chance to miss you. And missing you is what makes her value you. You're no longer a constant background presence. You become something rare, something she has to work for. Think about how people treat limited edition items. A pair of shoes that's always in stock gets ignored, but release them in small quantities. And suddenly everyone's lining up overnight to get a pair. The scarcity creates demand. It's not manipulation, it's human psychology. The alpha male understands that his time, energy, and attention are premium resources. He doesn't hand them out to just anyone, and he doesn't make them endlessly available to someone who's not reciprocating. He has his own priorities, his own mission, and his own standards. Scarcity also communicates self-respect. When you're not always available, you're showing that your life is full, your schedule is meaningful, and your attention is earned, not given away for free. This isn't about ignoring her on purpose or playing games. It's about living a life so rich and engaging that you can't drop everything at a moment's notice just because she calls. And here's the beauty of it. When you make yourself scarce, the time you do spend together becomes more special. It's like that coffee shop reopening after 2 weeks. Now she's fully present, fully engaged, because she knows it's not something she can take lightly. So ask yourself, are you giving away your presence like an all-you-can-eat buffet? Or are you treating it like a fine dining experience that needs to be reserved in advance? The answer will determine not just her level of respect, but the way she values your role in her life.